Welcome to the Maritime Executives podcast series, In the Know. I'm Tony Munoz, Editor-in-Chief. Our Executive Corner podcast will provide conversations with top executives concerning events and issues that are shaping our industry today. We will also bring you up to speed with the latest news and editorials covered by the Maritime Executive. Ladies and gentlemen, AkzoNobel is an international marine coatings company. They are the leader and one of the leaders in marine protective coatings, and their brand is serving the maritime industry and has done so for many years. Trevor is the business development manager and is a distinguished chemist and chemical engineer, and he's been with AkzoNobel for over 32 years. Please tell us about yourself, your career in the company, and congratulations on a distinguished 32 years. What do you like about the job and the company?
Well, thank you very much. First of all, Tony, it's a nice start. I mean, when asked 32 years, it seems a long time, and in many ways it is. But with AkzoNobel, it's a huge company. We employ over 35,000 people across the globe in lots of different roles and career opportunities. And I think that's really probably the key. So over those 32 years, I've done lots of different things, and which really helps to keep the mind active and ready for the next challenge. So, back in 1993, I started as a paint chemist. I started international marine coatings, working in the laboratory, developing products, testing products. And I'll tell you, actually, it still comes to me today. There's nothing better than actually tinkering with a product in the laboratory, and then a few years later, seeing it applied to a VLCC, seeing 30,000 square meters being applied with your product. Now, you first started as an idea in a small can in the laboratory. And as I say, it's like the key thing is moving on and changing. And so, I took my expertise in the laboratory and moved into marketing and used that to be able to help our customers with my technical expertise in order to be able to help solve the problems with our products. And it also broadens the scope of what you do. So I got involved in developing our carbon credit scheme, the voluntary carbon credit scheme for the shipping industry, and also launching products such as our Insleek 1100 SR. So it brings a whole new area. But then going back to the fact that AkzoNobel is a large company, we have a corporate division as well, based in Amsterdam, in our headquarters. And I spent time in there as well. And I think that's probably one of the important bits to have done, is actually step away from the marine industry so you can start to see things a bit more holistically and take things not just in that marine bias, if you like, shall we say. So I spent a number of years in our corporate sustainability team and helped put together the sustainability ambitions that the company uses today. But I guess, saying it's important to step away for a time, I think the marine industry grabs you. It's almost like a bug. It keeps coming back, and you can only spend so long.
I know it so well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I know it so
well. So here I am. I'm back in the marine industry, but bringing with me a whole host of different experiences with different businesses, and also the sustainability angle, which I think is really important for us today to consider.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah, so 32 years is a long time, but
it is. But when you're doing multiple things and changing, I mean, I think most of us envision, oh, here's your job, go sit in that corner, and there you are 32 years later, getting a little dust on your shoulders. But it sounds like you've been intricately involved in the company and the growth of the company. The development of products, which it just keeps your mind, focused. And next thing you know is 32 years later.
exactly. My children ask me, how did you manage 32 years? And I go, you sit and think.
Yeah, it's a unique thing. I mean, in a day and age where people are just, they move for an extra $5 a week, to another job, and so it's good. When I saw that you had been there for 32 years, I definitely was impressed with that. And what do you most like about your job?
I think, Tony, it's the variety. And I get I have I think the great privilege to be able to actually work with lots of different people who work for AkzoNobel themselves in the sales force, in the R&D community, but
Right,
also with such a wide variety of customers, and and different parts of the customer's organization. So with the technical side in terms of the superintendents, but also the sustainability and procurement. So
right.
you get to have so many different conversations, different levels of conversations. It means that you're always kept on your toes, and you always need to be at the forefront in terms of thinking. Well, keeping ahead of legislation, for instance, and keeping
Right.
abreast of all of the key topics in the shipping industry.
It's really interesting. I came in quite a few years ago myself, and as a young salesman in Los Angeles, and doing container sales and bulk sales and things of that nature. And oh my, has the industry changed?
Oh, indeed, yes.
I mean, unbelievable. Lead us down that road of when you first came in, what ships were like and how they've changed now in their whole configurations, and then they're protecting the marine environment. Has it always been that way, or is this something relatively new?
Oh, there's a lot in that question, Tony.
I'm trying to
There's
load you
a
up.
lot of points to it. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, in terms of fouling control, let's take that bit at
Okay,
the start. Fouling control's always been important, but it's that consequence of the fouling control, shall we say? So historically, there's the whole historical context of putting copper plating on warships, which
hmm,
enabled the British Navy at the time to outflank the French and effectively create the British Empire. And so fouling control meant that not having ballworms destroying the oak timbers. It
hmm,
also gave them extra maneuverability in sea battles. So fouling control then is different to fouling control today. So fouling control today is all about performance of the ship. It's all about minimizing the fuel consumption and minimizing the hull roughness and then minimizing the carbon emissions. And so it's always been important, but the context has changed somewhat.
understood.
Yeah.
Yes.
Um, but it's quite interesting when we always talk about marine coatings. It's we always seem to default to talking about fouling control because it is so important. And as I said today, it's the importance really is about maintaining the efficiency of the ships and helping the ship owners and operators with their decarbonisation journey. That's the real crux of it. But then Tony, you mentioned about the health and safety aspects of the marine environment and protections,
Hmm.
and of
Right.
course, you know, when I joined in 1993, what was talked about virtually all the time was something called tributyl tin, TBT. And the question marks at the time was, or the statements at the time was, it's a great product, it's predictable, it does exactly what we need it to do, and there's no way it's ever going to get replaced. So, we can look back in history now at that. So, in 2003, the IMO brought the AFS Convention
Hmm.
into place. The treaty was agreed and finally enacted in 2008. And today you still call that the AFS Convention, the tin ban,
Right.
where it's not. And to me, in terms of that really exemplifies the shipping industry and the commitment to the environment for the shipping industry. And really, that's driven the development of fouling control coatings and how we as a company develop our products to where we are now. So
That's
today
right.
we can never consider anything containing tin.
Tell us about this Intertrack Vision. Is that a product of yours?
It's track vision. It's not a product. It's effect. What it is a predictive tool. What it
Okay.
what it enables our customers to be able to do is envisage their vessel with their specific trading routes and trading patterns with our products, and how that vessel will perform over the coming dry docking cycle. So what it is basically it's a what you would class as a big data environment where we use our own extensive data set on the performance of coatings from around the world. We've combined that with expertise in terms of the fouling challenges, because a ship going through the Persian Gulf will have a completely different fouling challenge than one trading in the North Sea in Europe.
Yeah.
Um, and then adding to that the vessel data itself in terms of the attributes of the fuel consumption, the power requirements of moving the vessel, that combined together means that we can actually say if you convert your vessel to, let's say, our Intercept 8500 LPP premium product, premium biocide anti-fouling, then this is the performance you will expect over the next 5 years.
Okay.
And yeah, and you can link that with, the CII rating, so that you can show if you change your anti-fouling, you change your fouling control course, you can see what the influence on the CII will be, and
Hmm.
also how that CII rating will change over time. So you can give a lot more predictability to the performance of the ship, and therefore help the ship owners make a more informed decision about the fouling control choices.
Yeah. I mean, ships aren't cheap anymore. So your longevity in the industry, you've had the opportunity to just witness so much change. What has impressed you the most? I mean, obviously, you're an engineer and you're a chemical engineer, and obviously, you have a different point of view than I, as a marketing person who's just seen the opportunities of moving more tonnage on less vessels. What have you seen in the advancement? How is it? What has impressed you the most?
I think going back to sort of what we were talking about a little bit earlier in terms of that response from the international ship community in terms of the activities that we talked about the anti-fouling systems convention and the banning of substances, the protection of the environment. I think that to me is one of the big things I see as something we all should be proud of in the shipping
Right.
industry, and the ability for the shipping industry to respond. Now, I mean, similar to yourself, I have similar experiences growing up in various aspects. My father used to take me to the beach, and we used to exactly that, see the ships
All
lined
the
up
vessels, right?
to the local port. That's where I first learned the bow and the stern and all the crucial naming nomenclatures on ships. But I also remember doing a paper at high school, which was about the Exxon Valdez, and the accidents on that vessel that happened in Alaska, um, where
Yeah,
the consequences of that was because the vessel was a single skinned vessel,
yeah,
and again the response from the shipping community, the IMO, was the double hull. So to that I think is really what does impress me about the whole thing, that is that accidents do happen, and the
yeah.
shipping industry learns from them and legislates with them to prevent them from happening again. And looking what's happening right now and in the near future, of course, is I think one of the things I'm most proud about being part of the shipping industry is the fact that we've woken up and said, yes, we need to do something about the battle against climate change. Legislation has been developed. It has been developed in terms of improving the efficiency of ships through new building, through EEXI, and also the ongoing performance of the ships. And now it's the crucial point in terms of the midterm measures, in terms of what happens in the MEPC next month. But the simple fact is the majority of nations around the world accept that shipping need to do something about it. The shipping industry
Right.
also agrees that we need to do something about it.
Right.
And on my side of things, I'm proud to be part of the company that can help with that decarbonisation agenda.
I mean, your company is renowned for its environmental concerns, and can you help me understand some of the products that you have and their uses?
As I mentioned at the start, Tony, I worked in the sustainability team, our corporate sustainability team for a number of years, and one of the reasons I did that was because sustainability is really at a key it's a key thought process within AkzoNobel. It's easy to say it's part of our DNA, but it is. It's something we've been doing for many years. It's been a focus of us, both in the marine business as well as the wider AkzoNobel. And we're recognised by external authorities on that
Hmm.
for what we do, our ambitions, and also our activities. We've just been awarded platinum status again from EcoVadis, and I think that's over 6-7 years running, which really demonstrates that we live what we say we do. And again, I say, as being part of that sustainability team, helping to drive these ambitions into the business is one of those things that I can sit back and say, yes, okay, I've achieved something here as
Right.
well. But we were the first paint coatings company to align ourselves with the Paris Climate Accord in terms of the 1.5 degree C temperature increase.
Hmm.
And we were the first ones to have them verified by the Science-Based Targets Initiative, the SBTI. So it really gives credence to what we do. And you know the reason I'm saying this is because individual products are important in terms of the sustainability attributes, but the attitude and the premise of the company is also really important. And so overarching absolutely everything we do is our ambition to reduce our carbon footprint by 50% by 2030, and it's carbon footprint across our whole value chain. So
Yeah.
it's not just AkzoNobel, because to be quite honest, AkzoNobel's carbon footprint compared to the carbon footprint of a single product is tiny. It's only about 1% of the whole.
Yeah.
And so we really need to work with our suppliers and our customers in order to achieve that target of 50% by 2030. Importantly, we're actually getting there. So as of last year, we were about 20% of the way there.
Okay.
Um, and yeah, okay, 4 years in from the target, you think 20%, you should perhaps be a bit more. But the reality is, things don't happen overnight. So we have a
That's
lot of
right.
long-term plans coming forward now, which will bridge that gap to 2030. But fundamentally, what that means is though is that a product that's purchased from AkzoNobel in 2030 will have a carbon footprint half of that of what was purchased
Wow.
today.
Wow.
Okay, so that really helps to drive the sustainability across the board, across all of our products. Um, and when you talk, as I mentioned earlier, one of the benefits I have is being able to talk to different people within my customers' organizations. When I talk to people who are in the procurement and in the sustainability area, we can talk about how we can help them reduce their scope 1, scope 2, scope 3 emissions. And by reducing our carbon footprint, we automatically help our customers reduce their scope 3 emissions. But going back in terms of product sustainability, then of course one of the fundamental aspects that we're talking about here today is the fouling control and the ability of the fouling control products to be able to help minimize and reduce the fuel consumption and therefore the carbon emissions, which is our customers' scope 1 emissions. So, you know, those products, our Intersleek 1100 SR and Intercept 8500 LPP, have proven track records in doing that. And I mentioned the Intertrack Vision earlier.
Hmm.
We have a white paper where we demonstrated that the VLCC coated with Intercept 8500 LPP was predicted to have a 1.4% speed loss over the whole 60-month dry docking cycle. And the ship data, the high quality ship data that we receive from the customers, confirm that result of 1.4% speed loss.
Wow.
So, you know, these products have real proven track records to be able to deliver long-term performance and minimize the emissions in that respect. But, you know, scope 1, scope 3, etc. is quite important. In fact, they're very important. But I also like to think about one of our products which is Intershield 300HS. Now, Intershield 300HS is a high quality, high performing anti-corrosive. It's designed to protect the steel of the ship.
Okay.
Now, that product with a single application can protect the whole inside of the ship for 25 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and then we have the track record is there to show that happens. So, really, one product, one application at the new build stage of a ship can last the whole lifetime of a ship. Now,
Whole
if you
lifetime
talk
of
about,
it. Yeah.
yeah, so if you talk about sustainability is doing more with less,
Yeah.
you know, the Shield 300HS is really sustainability in a can for me.
That's amazing information. And I'm very thankful I've had an opportunity to do this podcast with you. But do you have any final thoughts?
Well, thank you, Tony. It's been a pleasure talking to you as well. But I mean, in terms of final thoughts, I guess to me, to go back to a little topic I was saying earlier, the shipping industry is at a crux of the challenge for climate change. It's the legislation is moving, it's changing, and there's hopefully the new legislation is agreed next month. But it means to me that the shipping industry sees the reality of climate change and is seizing its opportunity to be able to do something about it. And that legislation will increase. That legislation will always increase and always, as we discussed, hopefully for the better. Hopefully for the better for the environment and for the whole climate aspect that we're living with. And for me, I guess the final message is, AkzoNobel, we're here to basically help. We love to work with our customers in a collaborative way. We love to be able to help them meet the challenges of the changing industry. And if that's a case of helping them understand what the choices of the products are the right choices through our predictive tools like Intertrack Vision, or indeed working with them to help them set and achieve their own sustainability ambitions.
Trevor Solomon, Business Development Manager of AkzoNobel. Thank you very much for your time. It's been very interesting, and 32 years. Let's do another 32.
Let's do it.
Keep
Yeah,
going. Keep going, my man. Keep going.
let's make a date, shall we, Tony?
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.